Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Online Marketing Guys Show. My name is Steve Larvick, and I'm here to take you along as you learn how to make more money in less time while I interview experts in online marketing.
Sandi Masori is America's top balloon expert, and she is here to show us.
Look at the way, great Sandi, you're adorable. Thank you so much. My present to you.
Oh,
there you go.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Sandi Masori is here. She is known as America's top balloon expert.
Drum roll, please. Thank you, Lisa. You guessed it, balloons. Yeah, balloon expert Sandi Masori is here. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, America's top balloon expert, Sandi Masori, is here with us now, telling us more about how you can become. I invited my good friend, balloon expert, balloon professional, Sandi Masori.
Have you been doing this? Please, have you been doing this since you were a little girl?
I've been doing this for 20 years. I'm so lucky. I have the best job in the world because my job is to make people happy.
America's top balloon expert, Sandi Masori. Sandi, welcome to the show.
America's top balloon expert. Sandi, good to see you again.
Good to see you too.
Totally.
You can add, whoops, there goes the spider. Well, you can add another element to it and make it a centerpiece.
This is so great.
Sandi Masori, Sandi, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo te encuentras?
Muy bien, estoy muy contenta.
Español.
We'll be back with you in just a little bit.
Great, thank you so much.
Balloon expert.
That one kept shy.
Sandi Masori, a balloon expert, I would say so. You have
Thank
made
you.
what's on your head and everything here. It's phenomenal.
And there's just something about balloons that make people smile.
Well, that's exactly it. Balloons make people happy.
I love it. Balloons make people happy. So do you, Sandi. That's outstanding. I'm here today, folks, with Sandi Masori, who is the balloon queen. She is a mom and a business owner and a marketing consultant, and she has blown up going on national and local television all over the world. I didn't know tú hablas español, Sandi.
Muy poquito, but you know, growing up here in San Diego, you pick up a few things.
That was just awesome. Let me introduce Sandi a little bit better than that. She and first of all, let me say hello. This is Steve Larvick, your online marketing guy, and I'm here with Sandi Masori, who owns Balloon Utopia and Market with Balloons, and has been on all of those local and national radio and TV shows. She's the best-selling author of a couple of books. One is The Ultimate Guide to Inflating Your Trade Show Profits. Another is The Event Planner's Essential Guide to Balloons. And Sandi, if you might, would you just kind of tell us your story a little bit, and then let us know how you've managed to get yourself onto the national stage.
Okay. Gosh, I'm not entirely certain where you want me to start my story. I think it was probably a blustery day in November, 41 years ago.
You start wherever you'd like, but
yeah,
it's a great story.
I guess where the story really starts, as it pertains to what you might be interested in, would be probably about maybe 5 or 6 years ago. Gosh, I guess about 6 years ago now, when I wanted to revamp my website, and I noticed that I had fairly good rankings, but I didn't know why or how to protect them. And a lot more websites were coming into the space, and online there was a lot more competition than there had been before. And so I wanted to learn how to protect that and how to improve my online visibility and keep what I had. And there was a balloon guy who had been posting a lot of tips about SEO. So I called him up and I said, okay, I want to come out and study with you and just teach me everything you know. And he probably thought I was like some sort of crazy stalker chick or something. But he put together a little boot camp and invited some other balloon artists to it. And so I came out there and learned everything that he could share with us. And while I was there, he kept talking about his teachers. And so at the end of I think it was maybe 2 days or 2.5 days, something like that, at the end of the time, I thought, okay, well, I've learned everything that I can from him. Now it's time for me to go learn from where he learned. And he had been learning from, it was called Stompernet. You're familiar with that, I'm sure, Steve. You've been in the business for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
So I found out that there was a Stompernet convention coming up, and I went to it. And this was a very high-level SEO conference. I did not understand anything that was happening. I wasn't even certain that they were speaking English. It was so above my head. There was literally steam coming out of my ears. Even the first thing, I had no idea what any of it meant. And I found myself out in the lobby talking to, I think it was Dan Thies and Andy Edmonds, who, for anybody who follows SEO, you'll know who those are. But they're two guys that are, you know, just absolute geniuses and talk at a level that just most people don't understand. And so there they were, and they're talking about split testing and conversion and other things that didn't mean anything to me. And I'm like, I don't know what, like, I'm not even, like, I'm too much of a newbie to even know what I don't know, you know? And it was very interesting that I happened to be, and I didn't know who they were at the time either. They were just the people that happened to be out in the foyer with me, right? And
Sandy, I'm going to interrupt. Dan's a really nice guy. I mean, and really brilliant. I remember learning about Google AdWords from him and A/B testing and all of that as well. I'm going to, just so people know, I'm going to switch around here and show some of your websites.
Yeah.
While you're talking.
So Dan,
video.
Both of them, brilliant people. And anyways, so I somehow got on a bunch of lists, which, you know, if you go to a marketing conference is going to happen. And I see all of these launches coming past my desk, and all of them seem like they're really geared towards people who know what they're doing already. And so I kind of felt like, well, they're not speaking to me because I don't know anything. And then Mike Koenig's launch came across my desk, and this one looked like it was actually written for people who didn't necessarily have a PhD in, you know, conversion and SEO and stuff like that. And so I took his course and then took every product that he's put out since then and all of the certifications that he's offered, because I found that his message of really, you know, really bringing it down to your video marketing and your call to action and your list building, that made sense to me. It spoke to me, and it seemed like, okay, this is something that, you know, me as a non-tech person that I could learn and I could really leverage. And so that's where it started. So I started doing videos, and now I already had a bunch of videos because I was the first female balloon artist that had put out a balloon video, VHS at the time, for the balloon industry, teaching how to make, like, balloon animals, twisted balloons. And so the first videos that I put up on YouTube before I learned about video marketing were just like Sandi 1, Sandi 6, you know, no keywords, no call to action, no proper formatting of the description, nothing. Just, I liked seeing myself on TV, so, you know, put these videos up. Well, then I started learning about, you know, the proper way to do video marketing, answering questions, having a call to action, putting the website URL into the description field, those things. And so I started doing my videos that way. And some of my videos hit. One of my videos has over 500,000 views. My channel has had over 1 million views. And you know, it wasn't completely accidental because I did my keyword research to know what words, what things people were looking for, but I couldn't have predicted, you know, oh, this is the video that's going to get, you know, 500,000 views. So it kind of all started with that, and then everything's kind of snowballed. So along the ways, I learned about writing a book, and I wrote my first book, which became a bestseller. This was actually right before it became the thing to write books. I did it just before that.
Sandi?
Yeah. So this was my first book right here. The Ultimate Guide to Inflating Your Trade Show Profits, How to Increase Branding, Recognition, Visibility, Customer Loyalty, and Attract More Attention with Balloons. Yes, I wanted to hit every keyword. So this book came out in March of, let's see the copyright date here. I think it was March 2012. And it took 3 hours to hit #1 bestseller.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, I had done my pre-work, right? It wasn't just magical like I released it, and I had been sending out for, you know, the week leading up to it, hey, my book is about to come out, please be ready to go buy it. You know, even if you don't plan on reading it, please help me to get to bestseller, that kind of thing. So my audience, with the list that I had been creating, was ready to buy. And, you know, of course, I released it for a very nominal fee to make it very easy for them to buy it. And then pushed all my friends and families to do the same. And I told them, like, honestly, you don't have to read it, just buy it. You know.
Sandy, is that video on this reel that I'm running here on your landing page at balloonexpert.com? Are you able to see it on here?
Yeah. Is the
Which
video
one
on,
is it?
is which video on there?
The one that you had so many hits on.
No, because it's a how-to video. It's on my YouTube channel.
Ah, okay. Well, I
My
didn't
you-
pull that up. I should have. Sorry.
Yeah,
about
my YouTube channel is Sandi Masori Balloons.
Well, let's take a look here. So basically the reason I have Sandi on is because she's an expert at getting herself on the front of the internet for wherever people are looking for what she sells. She uses the same proprietary software and tools that she'd mentioned that I use, and I talk about in my book, Oracular Marketing, which is about being predictive, paradigm shift in advertising that requires businesses to put themselves where their clients are going to look for them. And nobody does it better than Sandi.
Oh, you're too kind.
Well, you own the San Diego balloon market. I've done a little research here. Could you, while I'm looking for that YouTube channel again, tell me the name of the YouTube channel?
It's Sandi Masori Balloons.
I think Sandi Masori Balloons at YouTube /
YouTube / Sandi Balloon. Sandi Balloon. SandiBalloon.
Okay. So tell us how when you started promoting these videos, how you picked your keywords, how you decided what your market was, that sort of thing.
So I did my keyword research. Went into Google AdWords, and looked for the search phrases that people were using in relation to balloons. Looked for the questions that people were asking, and then tried to turn. I mean, if you look at my channel, you'll see my evolution as I'm really learning how to use the video marketing and how to do it right. So you'll see, kind of where I'm trying to hit a keyword, and then where I go from just trying to hit the keyword to, creating these titles that are questions, which are what does the best, because that's how people search for things.
And obviously, when you have a local business, you don't want to do balloon parties for people in New York unless it's a really big party, I assume.
Oh, if it's a big party, absolutely. I mean, if the event is over 5 figures, I'll go anywhere.
Right.
That is 5 figures without a decimal. Did
you put keywords like San Diego or Chula Vista?
Right, I did. So, and you'll see, like, I did on my earlier videos. So here, where it says popular uploads, you can see there's the video that has 500,000 views, and then the one right next to it has almost 250,000.
I'm sorry, which one?
The first one under popular uploads.
Here we are.
How to make a balloon arch. So you see that I was targeting Balloon San Diego. But what's really giving it all the traction is the how to make a balloon arch. So you'll notice that my more recent videos, I didn't even bother with the geo-targeted keyword in the title anymore. Now I'm putting that keyword more naturally into my description.
Gotcha.
But that's also because, over the past several years, Google's algorithms have changed a lot in the way that they show keywords and look at keywords and things like that.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Google is the smartest guy on the block.
That's right.
They know what they're doing, and you want to play along with them because they're almost always right. Like the guy who invented instant customer traffic geyser. But let's. Let's get back to the keywords though. What I wanted to do.
Yeah, so I have a little trick that I do when I'm looking for keywords that I would be happy to share with your listeners.
Sure, let's hear it.
Okay, so what I do is I figure out kind of generally what I think it is. So in this case right now I'm doing a lot of how-to videos. My audience seems to really like those how-to videos, which even though it's kind of funny the way that it's working, because the people that are being attracted to these how-to videos are for the most part either balloon people or do-it-yourselfers or mostly balloon people or do-it-yourselfers, but every so often what I'm getting is a call like this. Yeah, I saw your video on how to make a balloon arch, but I don't want to do it. Can you just do it for me? That's my customer. that person that calls with that call is definitely my customer, because they've already assessed the amount of work that goes into it. They've already decided it's too big of a pain in the butt for them to do themselves, and now they are happy they found me. They already consider me to be the expert, and they're ready to buy. So now it's just a matter of a negotiation.
Right. So it's predictive. You're predicting what they're going to have, what they're going to look for, what they're going to type into the search bar, what they're going to say to Siri, and then they're going to find you when they look for it.
That's right. So what I've been doing, sorry. So I should have warned you, I'm a little bit chatty, you know. I'm very shy. It's hard to get me to come out of my shell. So what I've been doing is I'll type into the search engine how to make a balloon, and then I'll type in the letter A, and I'll write down everything that it shows me in the suggested, you know, where it kind of tries to auto guess what you're trying to say, because I figure if it's going to show me those, it means somebody's typed it in before. And so then I'll write down everything that it shows me. Then I'll erase the A and I'll put the letter B, and I'll write everything down that it says there. So then I'll go to, you know, after I go all through the alphabet, then I'll try to figure out, okay, well, what's the next thing that people might type in? If they're not typing in how to make a balloon, you know, I'll take a guess at what the question might be and then do the same thing. And in this way, Google is really telling me what people are looking for.
So you type in how to make a balloon and leave a blank. Right?
Exactly. Well, how to make a balloon, and then first I'll go with that, and then I'll start going through the alphabet. You know, or sometimes if it's maybe it's not the DIY videos, maybe I want to do a video for trade shows. You know, how to get more attention to your booth or whatever. So the same thing. I'll take the question that I think it might be, and then write down everything that Google suggests to me.
Gotcha. That's a great idea. That's a pretty slick trick. I usually start with going into Google AdWords tool and finding out how much people pay for particular keyword phrases. But sometimes it's easier. It works better to be more intuitive the way that you do it. I know that when I went in and I searched. The new
AdWords I just find overwhelming. You know, I mean, it used to be easy when you could just bring up the keyword tool and you didn't have to be logged in, and you didn't have to, you know, assign it to a campaign and try to make it look like you were actually, you know, going to buy these words. Now it just, you know, it's ADD overwhelm for me.
Right. So what I want to do is go in here. I did a search for balloons for Party San Diego, which would seem to me pretty, you know, no-brainer. That's people are going to type those words in there.
Which actually is a phrase that I never used.
And you're right up on top.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool, because you know what it's doing here is the fuzzy logic. It's seeing other words that I have, and it's going, oh, this is probably the most relevant result. Right.
And here's the deal, folks. This is all about video. These videos are showing up on the first page of Google's search for Balloons for Party San Diego. There are over 1.5 million competing pages. And Sandi has the first organic listing here for her business, Balloontopia.com, because she knows how to market and how to get herself in front of her audience. Here she is down here again with her YouTube video.
Right. So you can see here in 2010 that this is, you know, kind of earlier in the evolution by the way that I've named it.
Right, and it stays up there forever. That's the beauty of video. As long as people come to the page and they get what they're looking for, Google will leave it up on the front page.
Now, I want to show you something here, just about the power of video.
Yeah, here on the video search, who do you think owns these videos? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is Balloons for Party San Diego in video search, which is how kids search. More kids use video search than web search now, and every single one of these videos is one of Sandi's videos.
Yeah, and I'll share another secret with you guys, and that is go back to the web results.
Web results.
Yeah.
Here? Okay.
And what I want to show you is a competitor of mine. If you scroll down, they're on the first page. Under my videos, keep going. Here we go. This last one, Absolutely Balloons. So you don't need to click on them.
Oh, the last one. Okay.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah, the very last one. So this is a competitor of mine. However, this is a competitor that here in San Diego we're all pretty we're pretty friendly from competitors. We help each other out and things like that. This particular competitor of mine does not do any marketing online whatsoever. None. Their website is awful. It's not properly SEO'd. It's not a friendly website. There's very few words on it. They should not be on the front page, according to what they've done with their marketing. So the question is, why are they on the front page, right? Well, I can tell you why.
Please do.
Yeah, so there was somebody, and I'm guessing that they were doing this for a lot of different keywords, not just in my industry, but there was somebody that was going through and scraping keyword lists and then creating slideshow videos with images scraped off of Google Images. It's totally black hat what was happening, and it wasn't done by my competitor. I want to make that clear, that they were an innocent but lucky victim.
Explain black hat, Sandi.
Okay, so black hat is things that are not kosher. They're not okay. It's things that will get you results quickly, but that when Google finds out, they will shut you down for it. So it's basically scamming Google, doing things to trick Google. So taking automated software and scraping Google Images for images that connect to a keyword list that you've already scraped and making a slideshow video out of that is very black hat. It's not okay. You're using copyrighted material, and you're there's no content. You're basically just filling the internet with junk, right? I mean, that's spam at its highest.
Right.
But and this is done by some sort of automated software, so it's happening in the thousands. Well, what was happening is, because they're scraping these images and they're scraping these keyword lists, and because my competitor's name starts with an A, they were getting included into these keyword lists. And what this people were doing is they were creating these slideshow videos. Then they were putting the keyword list underneath the video in the description, and that's it. Okay, these videos had very few views. They were done by the thousands. Now, how did I find out about it? I found out because some of those images that they had scraped were of me, and so it was brought to my attention about a copyright claim. And so then I start looking at it, and I realize, my competitor's name is in this description, and they're showing up on the first page of Google, and they have nothing going on their website. They have no SEO. They are not tech savvy. They don't do any marketing online, and yet they're showing up on the first page.
They were stealing your authority.
Well, they weren't stealing my authority. And again, let me repeat that they did not have anything to do with this. They were just very, the lucky outcome. So anyways, I complained to YouTube about those videos. I put in the copyright claim and had those videos taken down. All of the other videos that they did on all these other keywords are still up until other people complain about them, but the ones with my images were taken down. Even though those videos were taken down, the power of YouTube and having your name associated with such a high-powered website, even in the descriptions of multiple videos, is enough to put my competitor on the front page and to keep them on the front page when the videos have since been taken down.
I see. But it'll eventually go. But,
it may or may not go. I mean, it's already been up there 6 months now.
Yeah. Oh,
so and like I said, my competitor did nothing wrong. They just, their name starts with an A, and they kind of got into, scraped in the, and whoever's doing this is not doing this only for balloons. They're going out and they're doing this, just huge keyword lists in every industry and everything. I don't know if they're trying to do it for ad revenue or what the gimmick is.
I gotcha.
But the point that I want to make is that the power of video marketing and the power of association with YouTube and the power of that fuzzy logic from the words that you put in your description is enough to take somebody that should not be even on the 10th page of Google and get them to page 1.
That makes your marketing job much easier, right?
Yes, in a competitive market. So, to do your videos properly with intent, to release them on a regular basis with solid content, think how much stronger that is. And that's what I've been doing with my marketing over the past 4 years.
I want to switch gears here. I'm going to switch to another keyword, which just a more simple, balloons San Diego.
Uh-huh.
And talk a little bit about local search in Google.
Yeah.
Because this is where you show up as number 1. Balloons, yes. San Diego. Sandi Masori's company, Balloon Utopia, is right up on top above the local search right here and #1 in local search. This is
Yes.
you, right?
That is me, yes.
So how do folks go about doing the same thing?
You know, it's still the same thing. I mean, there's only a few things that I've done beyond my video marketing strategy. You know, I've written the books. I've connected my website to my Google Plus account so that I have the author, which is, you know, the author tag, which is why you're seeing my photo there. Every once in a while, if I remember, to use Google Plus and to put my links out in it, I do. But the truth of the matter is, the only thing that I do on a real consistent basis is putting out my weekly videos.
By the way, folks, there are 2,690,000 competing pages for balloons San Diego. And that's everybody from, you know, helium distributors to blimps.
And the flower companies, and
right.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is a big deal, and this is where the playing field has been leveled by Google, so that the little guy can go right to the top and compete with the biggest guys out there. And
I don't know about right to the top, but yeah. I mean,
how long did it take you to get here?
Well, so this is where it gets a little bit tricky, because you know, my website went up in 2000. So I had very good organic rankings from the beginning, just by virtue of being one of the first ones out there. It's my continuing efforts that keep me there. I mean, I did see over the summer some Google dance happening, and I slipped off the first page. They were serving up more directories. You know, for a while, I even thought maybe I was had some sort of penalty because I couldn't find myself at all, other than in the local results. And then for a while, they were trying to combine the organic and local results together. So,
I think the other thing to remember,
it's hard to say how long did it take me to get there. I've done it with other blogs and other projects, where I would say 3 to 6 months of releasing videos consistently, one a week.
I think the other thing to remember here is that we're looking at this on my PC, on my desktop, but most people are searching for this using Google Maps, or they're on their cell phone in their car, driving around, and they want to find out how to find somebody who has a problem, who can solve a problem that they have. And this goes right to the front page of any device,
Right.
iPad, iPhone, cell phone, smartphone, wherever they're searching for it, and it goes out everywhere.
Yes.
And you also, I want to touch on the other part of this, which is it's not just Google. Especially now with the advent of social media, Facebook and Twitter and Pinterest and all of these other places are where you need to be, because some people will just search on Facebook and only go to their email once in a while, or they'll actually search within Facebook for a solution to their problem. And we're looking right now at your Facebook page, your smiling face with Hoda and
Kathy Lee.
Yeah. I mean, and this is just awesome. I mean, congratulations, girl.
That was so much fun.
You're tearing it up for sure.
Yeah,
So,
that was just amazing.
talk to me a little bit about your social marketing strategy.
I wish I could say that I was consistent with the social media marketing. It's very much shoemaker's children in my case. I'm pretty good on Facebook, but my customers don't live there. You know, when I remember, I do try to aggregate content and put out content that my followers might be interested in. But again, I have to say that the only thing that I do absolutely consistently is my video marketing. Is putting out my videos one a week. I mean, that is the one strategy that I absolutely hold to. And personally, what I think, you know, I mean, I definitely think that you need a hybrid strategy, that you're really, you know, bringing in everything, and I think that you should have a calendar that you're doing things on a regular basis, and I wish that I could say that I was better at that. But if you're only going to do one thing, and you can, you know, do those videos and send them out once a week, that's going to take you far. And it's not immediate, you know, it does happen over time, but over time, that's going to give you the best ROI. And the key to that is really knowing your keywords, right? And also knowing what is your audience looking for. So people don't want a commercial. They don't want a video on why am I better than the other guy. You know, if you have maybe some of those mixed up in your other videos, that's fine. But for the most part, what you need to do is give out helpful, useful information that people are searching for. And so then they'll find it. They'll find your video, learn to trust you, learn to, you know, that you're not hustling or whatever. You're a real person. You have a real business, and you're a real expert. And you know, just doing that, and then putting those links out, those video links out into Facebook, and putting them out into Twitter, and putting them into Google Plus, and putting them into LinkedIn, and putting them, you know, into all of the other places. If you weren't going to do anything else, you would have a pretty good strategy. Now, of course, doing more is better, and being consistent on everything is much better. But like I said, it's kind of shoemaker's children here. I mean, even as much as I advise my private coaching clients, you know, to maintain a regular social media calendar, I'm not so good.
I think the new elements that we're going to be working with, like this, we're experimenting with live casts and playing with some new technology, Webinar Jam, which is really only about a month old. I know you're reviewing this as part of this process too.
Yeah.
But it's just going to get better and easier for the little guy to make this content less expensively, and to create you know, my plan is to create a podcast at least one a week, and I'd like to do more like 2 or 3 a week. And as part of the system that we use, we break these interviews down like we're doing here today into little bits that we put out into YouTube and all the other video sites, and put out into all of the social networking sites, and that's now baked into the new software that we're using. And it's a pretty exciting time to be a marketer. You can put people on the front page of the internet in short order for whatever it is that they're doing, and then you can help them gather the people whose problem they solve, and lead them to making a decision to work with you if you have a solution to their problem, and you are able to communicate that properly. Another part of the system, that wasn't really the purpose of this today, but you know, the system of capturing people and leading them to a solution and then selling them things is part of this process too. But I want to stick to our topic of keyword research and how to use it. So, Sandi, do you have anything to add on that score that I'm missing?
No, I think that's exactly right. I mean, you know, I think the biggest thing is just the more consistently you do it, the more likely that you're going to hit. You know, it really is kind of a challenge to get into your customer's head and figure out what is it that they need, what are they asking for, and what words are they using. Because we so often, you know, we know what words we want to use, but that's not necessarily the words that other people are using. So, for example, I might want to use the word twister to describe somebody who does modeling balloons. That's a jargon word from my industry. It's more likely that somebody searching for somebody to make balloons for their party is going to look for a balloon maker or a balloon modeler or a balloon sculptor, and not necessarily a balloon twister. Right. And so that's the more you do, the more likely that, you know, just sheer volume and numbers, the more likely that it sounds like we got some drama going on downstairs. Spring break, right?
What if
the more likely that you're going to
interrupt here and again let everybody know we're talking with Sandi Masori. She's the owner of Balloon Utopia in San Diego. She does events for large and small, and not just in San Diego, but she's also a marketing expert. She's written a couple of books that are #1 bestsellers on Amazon. I think you talked about the first one. The other one is the Event Planner's Essential Guide.
Yeah, the Event Planner's. Let's see, there we go. The Event Planner's Essential Guide to Balloons.
Tell us about it.
So this book is written for event planners or people who plan events, and in it I interviewed 12 people, 9 other balloon artists and 3 event planners about everything, you know, fiascos that they've had, advice that they have for people, their favorite events, different types of events. And the thing is that, you know, people, when they think about balloons, they think, oh yeah, for kids' birthday parties, I know what balloons are. You know, that's if you have a small budget. Well, my message is, first of all, although I do birthday parties and I do bar mitzvahs and I do private events, my real thrust, my real focus is balloons as a marketing vehicle. So integrating them with the lead generation systems, using them as, why do corporate events need balloons? Because they want to attract attention, because they need to do some branding. I mean, it really is part of their marketing. And so my challenge and opportunity is re-educating my clients that they should think about me or hiring the balloons right at the beginning of the event planning process and not at the very end. Traditionally, balloons are kind of like, oh, well, we have a couple $100 left over, let's just throw some balloons in. And I'm trying to get them to change their paradigm so that they look at balloons as part of their marketing suite, which is usually the first budget allocated. Okay. And so that's kind of how it all comes together for me, because I know a lot of times people go, oh, balloon person talking about marketing, that's kind of strange. I didn't expect that.
Well, I think it's brilliant, and it's true. I'd kind of like to wrap this up. I hear your kids in the background. They must be getting hungry. I would like to ask you, Sandi, if somebody was just starting out in business right now, what advice would you give them as far as getting their name and their brand and their product out in front of people?
Okay, so first of all, it is not optional to have a website. You must have a website. Now, having a website does not mean that because you build it, they will come. But you must have a website as just the very minimum thing. And then I would say that the next thing that you should do, I mean, besides obviously setting yourself up on social media, the next thing that you should do is sit down and plan your video strategy. And plan maybe 20 videos at a time that you're going to send out one a week. Ideally, for sure sending them to YouTube, but ideally if you can send them to multiple video sites. Steve, I know this is something that you do. I know that you work in the same kinds of systems that I use. So, you don't, and you're thinking like, oh my gosh, this is such a big commitment. You don't have to do it over 20 weeks. Take one day, film everything, chop it up, and then schedule it to drip out one a week. Now you don't have to think about it for 5 months.
Right.
It's fix it and forget it, and it's all just going to happen. And when the video comes out, then you can go and push it out into your social media, into your other places, because if you can get eyes on that video as quickly as possible, it's going to do better. The more relevant Google thinks it is, the more people it's going to suggest it to. And so if you're not going to do anything else, that's where I would start. Get your website, get your lead generation system, right? If you're and this was one of the things that I know today we're talking about keywords and video marketing, but I really struggled with the concept of the whole follow-up thing. I didn't want to make a list. I didn't want to follow up with people. I just wanted them to pick up the phone and call me. And now that, it took me like 4 years to really understand it, and now I'm sitting there kicking myself, like, I could have been doing this for 20 years already. And only now am I really starting to leverage the whole concept of the list building. So really the sequence is this, is you've got your website. On your website, ideally, and again here I'm going to freely admit that oftentimes I'm shoemaker's children and that I haven't done this completely the right way, but ideally you want to have right up there, top of the fold, your call to action. Get on our email newsletter, get our email newsletter is not a good call to action. Who wants more newsletters? It's got to be compelling and it has to be congruent. Then you're going to have your videos, and those videos, at the end of it, that call to action again, get this, whatever it is I'm promising you by coming to my website, right? So the whole purpose of this is that you're building your list. So then when you write your book, when you have something to sell, you have a direct relationship that you own with your audience.
If you would like to have Sandi help you start on that process, if you happen to be a new business owner or an existing business owner, I put her it's a little fuzzy here, but webcoachforyou.com is your link, right, Sandi?
Yeah, that's my coach. So that's my side business. Is as it just kind of happened that I was taking so many classes that other people asked me to help them, and then I kept getting certified and taking more certifications. So my side business is that I coach other business owners on how to take control of their own marketing.
And then if you are planning a party, if you happen to be seeing this and would like Sandi's expertise.
Yeah, well, balloonexpert.com, that's my media site. Market with Balloons is the corporate, is the corporate balloon website.
And what's your phone number?
619 339-8024. I'm very easy to find, though. If you look up, any combination of the word balloon in San Diego, you will find me. You'll find my little picture there, or my name. I mean, I have to laugh every once in a while. You have friends that say, "Oh, I couldn't find your phone number. That's why I haven't been in touch." And I'm like, I'm the easiest person to find online in the world.
Okay.
So.
And I am in the process of pre-launching my book, Oracular Marketing, which goes through these 7 steps for dominating any niche for any product, service, or business.
Oh, I can't wait to read it.
If you'd like to get involved in that, I'm giving out the introduction and the first couple of chapters as they come back from the editor. You can go to oracularmarketing.com. That's ORACULAR marketing, all one word.com. Or you can, let's see, here's the page for that. You can do, it's 619-722-3263 is a number where you can call if you need my help. Or if you would like, you can text hashtag oracular, if I can get my face up here again, to 58885, and you'll get a little text message that says you agree to receive it, and then I'll send that introduction to the book directly to your inbox, and I'll likely be doing a promotion when it is published, where I'll pretty much be giving it to my folks in my community. So with that said, Sandi, I really appreciate you coming here today. You are just brilliant, and you're on fire.
Thank you, and it was so great doing this, and thank you for sharing Webinar Jam with me. I'm glad to finally get a chance to look at this.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun playing with this, and everybody should be doing this. Talking to experts, getting things out of people's head and onto video, onto the internet, where they can help as many people as possible. Anyway, I thank you again very much, Sandi. I thank you folks for joining us. This is Steve Larvik, your online marketing guy. I thank you very much for joining us, and look forward to talking to you again soon. Wish you much success. Bye, Sandi.
Bye.
Thank you for joining the Online Marketing Guy Show. You have been watching or listening to a podcast, a live cast, a presentation of AME LLC Marketing Group, a limited liability corporation out of Las Vegas, Nevada. All rights are reserved. These episodes may only be republished with permission of AME LLC. Thank you very much for joining the show. We hope you have gained something from it, and we wish you much success.